Good morning, everyone. My name is Audrey. I'm stitchywitch42 here on FlossTube and over on Instagram. This is my channel about cross-stitch, life, the universe, and everything. Today is Saturday, the 29th of April, 2023, and it's my birthday. Happy birthday. It's my birthday. I don't do much for my birthday. It's another day. It's another day. I'm older. I know there are people that always make big deals of their birthday. Some will do it for a whole week. I've done that. Some will do it for the whole month. I haven't done that. But you know, it's just another day. I'm 64. Oh my gosh. We went over to the coast Monday for a day trip because I love going to the coast. When Mark found out he didn't have to work and he said, "Do you want to go do something?" I was like, "Go to the coast." Yeah. He shouldn't have to ask me. He knows that's going to be my answer. But we went over to the coast. The day started out rainy and cold. By the time we got over there, the sun was out and it ended up being a beautiful day, and we took a nice long drive up Highway 101. We had gone down the highway, the freeway to Eugene, turned right, and then drove over to the coast from there and ended up in Florence, Oregon. And then we drove up the Oregon coast. We had lunch, we walked on sand, we had dinner, we went through some junk shops. It was just a nice, wonderful day with my husband, away from home, away from work, away from all of those things that we need a break from. And then Mark had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. And I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. And Mark's back at work. So I get to record a video. Yeah, because it's my birthday. Normally I record on Mondays. I'm a little bit late. So be it. So what have I been doing the last couple of weeks? Well, I got a haircut. I got tired of it. I've been strangling myself with my hair when I go to sleep at night. And I called up my hairdresser and I said, "I need it cut off." And I get there and she goes, "So how much do you want me to take off?" And I said, "Start with 3 inches and we'll go from there." I think she took off about 4 inches. There was enough of my hair on the floor to make 3 tribbles. There was a lot of hair on the floor. But I like it. It's shorter again. I like it where it's at. My hair has to be easy to take care of because literally I blow it dry and that's it. However it turns out is what I get. Because I'm lazy. Yeah. I posted a photo on Instagram yesterday. I put a countdown timer thing on my cell phone. Counting down to retirement. Yesterday was 365 days. I am so looking forward to that. I think people at work are getting tired of me talking about it, but that's okay. I told my co-worker, I said I'll stop on April 28th. And she goes, "Next year?" And I said yes, because my retirement date is the 27th. I know. But it's been like this long journey to get to this point, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. To not have to have a schedule or plan around things or whatever. I am looking forward to being retired next year. So, would we like to talk some cross stitch? Because you know me, I do my own thing on my channels. There's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's me. I have a finish. I got the second berry done of Erica Michaels' Bristleberries 2. This is the blue one. And I think that that is just going to look absolutely gorgeous. So I have the blue one. And the red one done. When I finished the blue one, I thought about starting the green one. But I think I'm just a little bit tired of berries right now, so these are going to get put away in the bag until I feel like making the green one. When I get the green one finished, I think I will sit down and watch Helen D's tutorial on how she does her berries. I've made berries before. I know how to make berries. But I always think it's a good idea to take a refresher, if you will, and maybe try something just a little bit different from what you usually do. I'm one of these people that I like it all. I like starting new projects because you get to pick out what fabric you want. You get to pick out what flosses you want. If you're going to switch colors up. I like the process of stitching. I love watching the designs start to give you just a little peek of what it's going to be, and then you see a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. I like it when it gets close to the end because you know that you get to look and admire the whole thing. At least I do. And then when I can, I like to do the finishing. The thing of it right now is that I've got my 3 mason jars sitting upstairs that need to be finished. I have my Sew Witch that needs to be finished. I have my tomato that needs to be finished. I have these that need to be finished, fully finished. I had thought that maybe on my 6 days off that I might accomplish something. But no, I have not. The pile is just current. The reason I haven't finished anything, this is the story I'm telling myself, so just go with it, okay? It's because my library is a mess. I put a craft table in the center of my library, and I decided that I was going to start sorting out all my paper crafting stuff. And what I accomplished is to have that table in the middle of my library with 4 big plastic drawers on there. I got paper sorted out in them, but the drawers are still sitting there with more paper piled up next to them, with some cross stitch piled up on top of that. And then there's my desk, because I've been upstairs and I've been playing with paper and glue, so I have a mess upstairs. Yeah. So I can't fully finish anything because I have to clean up my mess. But when I go upstairs to clean up my mess, I start playing again. I'm not the only one that does that, right? Please? Tell me I'm not the only one that does that. I have things to finish. When they'll get done, I have no idea. Okay, I have a new start. I was watching Colleen and Cheryl, Stitching with the Sisterlies. By the way, ladies, you need to work on your intro. I think you need to alternate words. One of you should say stitching, the other one should say with, the other one should say the, and then maybe together, sisterlies. But whether you do or you don't, I love watching you anyway, because you're a riot. Both of you. Anyway, Cheryl showed that she had stitched Brenda Gervais' Pennsylvania Dutch Tomato Pin Keep. This one. Oh, that's the acorns taggy thing in front of it. This was one of the purchases, the market purchases that I got, and I got the finishing kit. I've got the felt and the velvet and the stand and all that kind of stuff. But Cheryl had started hers and finished hers, and I thought, I bought it because I wanted to stitch it. So I got it out, and that's as far as I got with it. This is on the called for fabric, which is 36 count vintage country mocha, and using DMC color number 22. Stitching it 1/2, and I absolutely love it. Is that a Quaker chicken? Because I think that's a Quaker chicken too. Are they Quaker chickens? So that's about 4 days worth of work on that. I got it into my head that if I could have one new start, I could have another new start. But what to do? I mean, I have so many things upstairs that I want to do. I was watching Lori, textilist, and she was working on her carriage house. Oh, what's the name of it? It's a Christmas one. I have the Halloween version of it. And I thought I could go upstairs and do that. But that required moving, and I didn't want to. So I thought, what do I still have in my bag from Acorns and Threads? Because I had other things in my bag that I could work on. The Pennsylvania Dutch Tomato Pin Keep was in there. What else was in there? What else was in there was the little freebie from Beth Twist that she designed for Acorns and Threads for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. If you go to Acorns and Threads, you get the free pattern. I've shared this one with you before. This is also a Beth Twist design. It's also exclusive to Acorns and Threads. All you have to do is go into the shop and ask for it, and they'll give it to you. So Beth designed this little logo for Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, and I thought, you know, that could be fun to play with. I want to stitch it on perforated paper. You could stitch it on anything. You could stitch it on Aida, you could stitch it on linen, you could stitch it on even weave. I decided to go for perforated paper because I thought, what am I going to do with this logo after I get it stitched? And then I thought, if I use perforated paper, I could make it into a badge, if you will. So this was basically 2 days of stitching, day and a half, because it's not very big. It's less than 60 by 60. I went upstairs and I was looking at my fancy flosses, which hang on the wall in the crafting bureau, and I picked out a green for the board, for the design. And it turned out to be Dinky Dye's 162 Pindy, I think it's called. It's a really pretty variegated green, but I wanted a green because this is the Pacific Northwest. And where I am at is a very lush area of Oregon, and there's a lot of green. Green grasses, green fields, green trees all over the place. In Oregon, from where we're at in Silverton, we can go to the coast and be there in an hour and a half. We can go to the mountains and be there in about an hour and a half. We can go east and go over to high plains deserts in about 2 hours. We can go to lava fields. We can go to waterfalls. Green is the color of Oregon. So then I decided I also needed to have something to fill in because it's a very open pattern, and on perforated paper that's not what I wanted to be seen. So I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to do it? And then I remembered several years ago when my sister was teaching me how to do needlepoint. She taught me a very basic background stitch. I have no idea what it's called, but I decided to use that and fill in the background behind this. And when I got it done, I took it out, or I cut it out all the way around, as you do with perforated paper. And then I went and I grabbed my acorns bag. I got this bag at the last Fall Fling that Acorns and Threads did. Fall Fling was their precursor to the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. It was a 2-day retreat, but you weren't at a hotel. We went to the Oregon Bar Association. They had a nice room there. We'd get there in the morning, we'd stitch, we'd leave. Come back the next day, do it again. This bag was what we got all of our goodies in that year, and this is made out of the same material that the tags on Levi jeans are. This is washable paper. And I thought, okay, I'm going to make my badge. I'm going to put it on the back of my bag. So there it is. That is my start and finish. It is a Beth Twist design for Acorns and Threads for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. And all I did when I got it cut out is I went upstairs and I put some Aleene's tacky glue on the back of it, and I used my finger and I smeared it all around the back of it and the edges of it, and then I just pressed it onto the back of my bag, and I now have a badge on my bag. Fall Fling, Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. And it's a free pattern from Acorns and Threads if you ask them for it. I keep stitching their free patterns. I don't see anybody else doing it. Anna, Cheryl, anyone. I know I'm a brat. It's my birthday. I can be a brat if I want to. Wait, how does that explain the rest of the time? It doesn't. I'm just really good at it, so I've embraced that aspect of myself. Okay. The other piece that I have been stitching on is the one done by Daisy Joe Designs. This is Don't Feed the Trolls. Kim, who is Daisy Joe Designs, has posted a picture on the Facebook group Pacific Northwest Stitchers, and she's got quite a bit done on hers. And I know that Debbie has also been stitching it. She posted hers on Instagram. She had outlined the trolls because she was going to a retreat and then she could just fill them in. I haven't got to the trolls yet. I'm still working on the border and the words. So this is where I'm at with mine. I think I have to finish this little diamond here and one more, and then I can start working down this side, and that's how wide it will be. I went in and I got some of the words. I've got don't and the R and part of an O. because I wanted to get down to the trolls. I want to stitch the trolls. But I am loving this. The border color is Gentle Arts Brown Bear. I told you that I had bought 2 skeins of it, and they're both slightly different variations of the variegation. So I'm alternating. I'll take one length from one skein and then a length from the other skein, and I'm going back and forth, and as I'm doing that I'm going across the top or down the side or coming in and doing the middle inside border or down the edge of the border, just to make sure that I've got plenty of variegation going all the way around the border to get there. The letters, DMC 666, because it's red, and I wanted a red sign, don't feed the trolls. So that's where I am with that. And that's all the stitching that I've been doing, because I've been mesmerized watching my ladies making their junk journals and seeing how creative people can be with paper. That's my story as to why my office is a mess. You believe me, right? Anyway, Mark is off. No, Mark is not off today. Mark is at work today. I have the house to myself. I have to go clean up the kitchen. Tonight, I am going with my daughter to Haunted Cirque du Soleil. I've never been to a Cirque du Soleil before. I've wanted to go. And she had tickets and asked me to go with her, and I'm like, you bet. And when she added the word haunted in front of it, it's like, you bet. Because you know me. Yeah. Any other plans that I have? Oh, something that, I think everyone should give themselves as a birthday present when they get to be my age. I'm going to have a colonoscopy done on Monday. I'm so excited. When we were over at the coast, Mark goes, what would you think about me making a turkey for dinner Sunday night? And I looked at him and I said, really? I'm having my procedure done on Monday, and you know what I'm going to be doing all day Sunday? And you want to cook a turkey? And he goes, maybe not this weekend. I said, yeah, maybe not. That would be cruel and unusual punishment, right? It would be grounds for poking him with a needle 10,000 times, right? Anyway, I told my doctor when he scheduled this appointment, I said, you have to understand something. And he goes, what? And I said, well, my primary care physician scheduled a procedure for me, and I ended up in the hospital for a different reason. So then he rescheduled this procedure for me, and I ended up in the hospital with a ruptured appendix. This is the 3rd time, and I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told him. If you kill me, I will haunt you, and you will know it. And he did the same thing that my primary care doctor did, is he laughed. And then he goes, I promise I will try not to kill you during the procedure. And I said, good, because I will haunt you. So yes, I have exciting things happening in the next couple of days. Get it over and done with, right? It's not the procedure itself, it's the day before. It's like, oh. And if Mark cooks anything that smells good, I may stab him with my needle several times. I don't want to hurt him. I just want to be annoying. Anyway, this is the third time I've recorded this video this morning. This is the furthest I've got. So I think this is the version that I'm going to go with. And live long and stitch on, my friends. Thank you for coming and visiting with me. I'm going to share some pictures at the end here of photos that I took out in my garden this morning. Our maple that broke in the ice storm a couple of years ago is budding out again. I know she's not going to last very long, but the fact that she keeps trying to put out new branches and bud these last couple of years, Mother Nature is amazing. Anyway, live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye-bye.